Welcome to the next lecture again. In this lecture, we are going to study 10 most important principles of Kaizen, and there will also be quiz following this lecture. Let's start with the first principle. The first principle says, improve everything continuously. We don't have to say much on this because the meaning and philosophy of Kaizen is small, incremental, continuous improvement. The second Kaizen philosophy says, abolish all traditional concepts. Kaizen means making changes, and if we cannot make changes, or unless we abolish the old thinking that whatever we are doing is going to give us the same results, then we will be wrong. With the new Kaizen thinking, we are trying to set up new change or improved environment. Let us see the third philosophy, which says, if something goes wrong, correct it. Yes, do not let excuses to be in your path of success or procrastinate for any action. Start from today. Start making improvements from now. In fact, you have already started the Kaizen journey with this Kaizen training. On your path, with the resources and teaching of this course, always try to correct what goes wrong. See waste as opportunity. One great lesson that Kaizen teaches us is every mistake, every defect, every losses can be an opportunity for improvement. When one fully understands the Kaizen culture, he or she starts seeing waste as opportunity. Fifth principle. Empower everyone to take part in problem solving. So this is another powerful principle of Kaizen. We already read about the basic Kaizen approach. Everyone, every day, and everywhere. Everyone is responsible for change. Every day they will do everything to improve the process and products, and this will be reflected or repeated everywhere in the organization. Let us see the sixth principle. Get information from the multiple people. You get information and you listen opinion of every person when you need to make improvement, because Kaizen is a teamwork. Seventh principle, be transparent. Performance and improvements should be made visible so that the state of performance should be able to be observed by everyone. Now by this, we understand that whatever we say should be reflected in our work. We should be transparent of what we do. There should be nothing hiding or any hidden agenda, because the agenda is already loud and clear to everyone. With Kaizen, we just want to make improvement. Eighth principle, be economical. Save money through small improvements to spend the saved money on future larger improvements. Ninth, know your customer. We know Kaizen is all about making continuous improvement. But there should be some goal or some guidance, and the goal or our target is making improvements based on the customer needs. For that, we have to know customer properly. We have to know how they think and behave, what they like and prefer, and how they can be delighted. We need to think and act through the eyes of the customer. And the last principle says, improvements have no limits. One university student asked me in one of my process improvement classes. He asked me, sir, when do we know that Kaizen project is complete? Well, improvements are never complete. Kaizen improvement is not like any project. There is always a room for improvement in anything, be it making it more profitable, more customer friendly, more likable, more attractive, or more productive, etc. There could be phases. For example, I will teach you about the Kaizen event and Kaizen bliss. There could be phases. In the first phase, suppose if we are thinking about making improvements in the productivity by certain factor, we can say the first phase is met or completed. But then there is no limit of productivity. We can say that improvements do not have any limit. You do not have to memorize all these principles now, because I will be providing you the lecture handout. You can download that from the resources section. That's all for the principles of Kaizen. I want to know whether you know the principles of Kaizen to be applied in a real life scenario also. For this, let me run the usual section for you. Let's run the quiz. First scenario, Mark wants to follow Kaizen. He knows Kaizen is all about making improvements each day, so based on this definition alone, he wants to make improvements in his shop floor where there is production of lamps. Mark has a list of action he does to follow Kaizen. He approaches you for the advice to know if he is practicing Kaizen properly or not. As you have just studied about the principles of Kaizen, can you advise him? The options are: Mark is making goal statement of improvement and effectively communicating this goal to all the employees. Second option, he is empowering managers so that they become more responsible in handling the problems for problem solving. Third option is each month he is organizing a departmental head talk or meeting to know what improvement process is going on. Fourth, he has increased spending on buying new tools and replacing half of his machines that could improve productivity and quality. I will give you some time to think. You can pause the video now and select the answer. Okay, this is quite tricky one. I will tell you the answer for this question. First, Mark wants to implement Kaizen, but his very notion of Kaizen is wrong. He is not following Kaizen principles properly. For option 1, yes, this is according to the Kaizen philosophy to communicate the culture of improvement to all the staffs. So this is a correct answer. Option 2 is wrong. He is empowering only managers. Kaizen, in fact, we learned in option 5 that Kaizen is all about empowering all the employees to solve the problem. I'll give you an example for this one. In Toyota manufacturing system, every employee has an equal power to stop the line or flow of the manufacturing cars if he finds any problem. That is power of Kaizen. Option 3 is wrong. For this, you need to go through principle 6. He is obtaining information from departmental heads only. Though this looks Kaizen approach, at least he is obtaining information. He should be doing Gemba work, or say he should be collecting information about what actually is going on the plant floor through direct observation and collecting important information from all related people, not just departmental heads. Option 4 is also wrong. In fact, we studied in Principle 8 that Kaizen is not about investing to make changes, but minimizing the cost. By improvement, Kaizen doesn't focus on replacing all the machines and tools. Here, he has replaced half of the machines and tools. Now that's very, very costly. Seems like it's high time you should recommend Mark to take a course or training on Kaizen, because ultimately Mark might lead the organization into a disaster. Okay, that's all for this lecture. I hope you learned something from this lecture too.